A very good evening to all our viewers. Welcome to this edition of Express News, your window to news and updates making headlines across India and the world. I'm Rukma. Let's begin by taking a look at the top 100 news stories at this hour. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 5th edition of India International Science Festival 2019 at Vishwa Bangla Convention Centre through video conferencing in Kolkata. The 4-day science festival, being organized from November 5th to the 8th, aims to build a strategy for inclusive advancement of science and technology. Theme for this year's festival is Risen India, Research, Innovation and Science Empowering the Nation. PM Modi congratulated the organizers for selecting the theme. PM said the theme of the festival is in sync with India of the 21st century and is in line with the vision for the future. Prime Minister also says, due to efforts by the government, India's Global Innovation Index has jumped from 81st to 52nd position. Besides, PM also said that India has emerged as the third largest ecosystem for successful startups. Prime Minister expresses happiness over the fact that scientific temper has developed among youth in the country. PM Modi said that such scientific temper would help youth develop 21st century skills with a focus on scientific knowledge and encourage the translation of its benefits to people. Prime Minister also urges scientific community to come up with solutions for day-to-day problems like drinking water, pollution caused by the use of plastic, among others. Says that scientists should work for the benefits of society. Prime Minister chairs high-level meeting in which the situation arising due to pollution in various parts of northern India is discussed. PM also reviews situation arising due to cyclonic conditions in parts of western India. Pollution levels in national capital dip from severe to very poor category with an increase in wind speed which reduce toxic haze that obscured Delhi skies for around a week. Weather experts say that the two main reasons for improvement in air quality are increased wind speed and no cloud cover. Situation will improve further with wind speed increasing more. Met Department also says Cyclone Maha and a western disturbance will cause rain in parts of the northern plains covering Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, western UP and Delhi NCR tomorrow and day after, which will improve the situation further. Observing that citizens have a fundamental right to breathe clean air, the National Green Tribunal said on Tuesday there is a need to develop a system with the help of experts to forecast situations of public health emergency. Tribunal says there are 3 well-acknowledged sources of air pollution: stubble burning, municipal and industrial waste burning and dust, yet the authorities have failed to prevent these. Central government tells NDT that meetings have been held at the level of secretaries. Also informs that the centre has given 1150 crore rupees to different states. 14,000 machines were provided last year and 50,000 have been pressed this year too. Union Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi says issue of pollution must not be politicized. Appeals to all stakeholders to unite together in dealing with the problem. Western Naval Command of Indian Navy prepares to undertake humanitarian and disaster relief operations along Gujarat and North Maharashtra coast as Cyclone Maha over East Central Arabian Sea intensifies. Cyclone Maha expected to make landfall near Veraval by the night of 6 November as a cyclonic storm with winds of the order of 35 to 40 knots. Delhi police personnel protest outside police headquarters in Delhi against clash between police and lawyers at 30 Hazari Court complex on 2nd November. Police personnel raised slogans. Nearly 30 people, including police personnel and lawyers, were injured at 30 Hazari over a parking issue which turned violent. Taking cognizance of the clash, Delhi High Court holds emergency hearing on Sunday, orders judicial probe into the matter, also takes action against a host of police officials. Delhi Police Commissioner Amulya Patnaik reaches protest site, assures agitating police personnel regarding judicial inquiry set up by the Delhi High Court to investigate the matter. Elections for 30 Hazari and Karkarduma District Courts Bar Association postponed yesterday. Several clashes were reported in Delhi between lawyers and Delhi police personnel. Chairman Bar Council of India, Manan Mishra, terms protest of Delhi police as face-saving, calls upon Delhi police to arrest those who fired bullets on lawyers. Tightening its nose in bank fraud cases worth 7,000 crore rupees, Central Bureau of Investigation carried out searches at over 169 locations across the country. Raids were carried out in Andhra Pradesh, Chandigarh, Delhi, Gujarat, Haryana, Karnataka, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Dadar and Nagar Haveli. CBI registered around 35 cases related to bank frauds involving more than 7,000 crore rupees. Union Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal launches curtain raiser of 5th Global Exhibition on Services in New Delhi today. Exhibition will be held in Bengaluru from November 26 to 28, 2019. In his address, Piyush Goyal says there are lots of opportunities in the service sector. We have to explore them and take the sector to new heights. Union Minister pitches for new initiatives which would increase competitiveness in the service sector in India. Piyush Goyal says there is much potential in the field of religious tourism which needs to be explored. Amid hectic parleys in Maharashtra over government formation, deadlock continues as Shiv Sena is firm on CM's post. A delegation of NCP and Congress leaders to meet Maharashtra governor later today. Whereas NCP and Congress leaders to be a part of the delegation, senior Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut today reiterated that the state's next chief minister will be from his party. Lok Janshakti Party LJP President Ramvilas Paswan today passed the baton of his party's leadership to his son Chirag Paswan in New Delhi. The decision was taken during the LJP National Executive Meeting in New Delhi. Chirag Paswan is Lok Sabha member and has been the key decision maker in the party for some time now. Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Information and Broadcasting Prakash Javadekar today met Information Minister of Bangladesh Hassan Mahmood on the first day of his visit to Bangladesh. After the meeting, he said that he discussed a host of issues including cooperation in 2 film productions, namely Story of Liberation of Bangladesh and Bangabandhu with his Bangladeshi counterpart. Large number of Sikhs from India visit Kartarpur Sahib Gurdwara in Pakistan, install a golden palanquin at the shrine. Most of the 1100 Sikhs who are in Pakistan to attend the 550th birth anniversary celebrations of Guru Nanak in Nankana Sahib visited the Gurdwara Darbar Sahib Kartarpur, also known as Kartarpur Sahib, along with Punjab Governor Chaudhry Sarwar, and installed the golden palanquin they had brought in with them. P.S. Sridharan Pillai sworn in as new Governor of Mizoram at Raj Bhavan in Aizawl. The oath of office was administered by Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court Justice Ajay Lamba. Mizoram Chief Minister Zoram Thangam, his cabinet colleagues, legislators, former Chief Minister Lal Thanhawla and senior officials attended the swearing-in ceremony. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, while addressing media at the Silver Jubilee celebration of NSE in Mumbai, says realty sector needs more attention, says government is working with RBI to address issues facing the sector. Indian equities halt 7-session rising streak on Tuesday with the benchmark Sensex skidding from its record closing high. BSE gauge Sensex settles 53.73 points or 0.13% lower at 40,248.23. It went on to hit a high of 40,466.55 before slipping to a day's low of 40,053.55. NSE Nifty too slips 24.10 points or 0.20% to close at 11,917.20. Gold prices fell by 101 rupees to 39,213 rupees per 10 grams on Tuesday on rupee appreciation and selling in global markets, according to HDFC Securities. Silver prices on Tuesday fell 0.34% to 46,452 rupees per kg as participants reduced their exposure on low demand in spot markets. Meanwhile, the Indian rupee appreciated by 8 paise to 70.69 against the US dollar. Brent crude futures global oil benchmark rose 0.82% to $62.65 per barrel. Confederation of Indian Industry lauds government stand to opt out of Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. RBI tells private banks to raise variable portion of remuneration to at least half of the total for their chief executives and whole-time directors so that top management rewards reflect the pay for performance principles. RBI streamlines clawback rules for whole-time directors and material risk takers to penalize them in future financial performance falters and discourage excessive risk-taking for short-term gains. The new rules are applicable from April 1st, 2020. Tata Power forms new company TP Renewable Microgrid in partnership with Rockefeller Foundation. The company will set up and target 10,000 microgrids based on renewable power across rural areas in India. Microgrid is a localized system of power generation and distribution. Go Air starts first city check-in counter at New Delhi Metro Station. Go Air passengers on certain international routes can check in their luggage at this counter and collect their boarding passes up to 6 hours prior to their flight time. 3 parachutes of Boeing failed to open during a crucial unmanned test of the CST-100 Starliner. The company is developing these parachutes to ferry astronauts to and from the International Space Station. Cuba's 37th Annual International Trade Fair of Havana opened today. The fair brings together nearly 4,000 entrepreneurs from 60 nations. Social media giant Facebook unveils new corporate logo to reflect other brands under its umbrella such as WhatsApp, Instagram and Oculus. The effort aims at making a distinction between parent company and Facebook app. Baby goods retailer Mothercare says it plans to call in administrators to the troubled firm's UK business, putting 2,500 jobs at risk. Mothercare said its 79 UK stores were not capable of achieving a sufficient level of profitability and that so far it had failed to find a buyer. German carmaker Volkswagen has begun production of first entirely electric model of vehicles in eastern Germany. Chancellor Angela Merkel visited the factory to oversee the production of the new generation electric cars. A research predicts that the World Health Organization will identify online shopping as an addictive disorder as millions abuse digital commerce and encounter financial stress. British lawmakers elect Labour's Lindsay Hoyle as House Speaker to take on the role of refereeing the next parliamentary instalment of the protracted struggle over Brexit. She replaces John Bercow. Turkey has captured the old sister of the slain leader of the Islamic State group in northwestern Syria, calling the arrest an intelligence gold mine. Turkish officials say 65-year-old known as Rasmiya Awad was captured in a raid on a trailer container she was living in with her family near the town of Azaz. Turkish journalist Ahmet Altan released from prison after a Turkish court in a retrial ordered his release along with another journalist Nazli Ilikak due to their time already served in jail. Altan and Ilikak had been convicted of aiding the network of a US base accused by Ankara of orchestrating a coup attempt in 2016. And at least 6 people were killed while dozens were injured after security forces opened fire on protesters in Baghdad as thousands took part in the largest wave of anti-government protests for decades. More than 250 Iraqis killed in demonstrations since the start of October against a government they see as corrupt and beholden to foreign interests. And in Syria, at least 3 people were killed and 4 were injured during airstrikes which were carried out by Syrian government forces. A day after the Iran Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khomeini said that its ban on talks with the US will not lift, the United States slapped sanctions on 9 of his aides. The targeted individuals include a number of prominent Iranians who have been accused by Washington of repression at home and exporting terrorism overseas. And amid a trade war, US President Donald Trump has invited his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping to sign the Phase 1 of a bilateral trade deal when it is agreed upon, a White House official said. The United States President has said that the US is in talks with both Russia and China on a major arms control-like agreement. He said the US is dealing with China and Russia. United States has formally notified the United Nations about its withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced the withdrawal, saying the agreement had imposed what he called an unfair economic burden on the US. The notification begins a one-year process of exiting the Global Climate Change Accord, culminating the day after the 2020 US polls. France lamented the United States' decision to formally withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord. French president said that they regret the decision, which makes the Franco-Chinese partnership on climate and biodiversity even more necessary. US President Donald Trump criticized former US Ambassador to Ukraine Mary Yovanovitch as the House of Representatives released the first transcripts of one of their closed-door witness interviews as part of impeachment inquiries on President Trump. North Korea hits back at a US State Department report released last week, saying the report's description of North Korea as a sponsor of terrorism is an example of a hostile policy by the US that is preventing denuclearization talks from progressing. The US State Department's County Reports on Terrorism 2018 report was released on the 1st of November. Days after North Korea tested two short-range missiles, Japanese Defense Minister Taro Kono has reacted, saying that the projectiles belong to the same new modification that had already been tested by Pyongyang on August 24th and September 10th. North Korea fired the missiles from this country's city of Suncheon on October 31st. Nepal's President Vidya Devi Bhandari has appointed new governors in all 7 provinces of the country. According to a press release issued by the Office of the President, new governors have been appointed on the recommendations of the Cabinet. Argentina's debt is a problem that the incoming administration must resolve, elected President Alberto Fernandez has said, speaking on his first overseas trip as the next president of Argentina. Fernandez criticized the debt load his administration will inherit. Argentina shoulders about $100 billion in sovereign debt. Mauritius Prime Minister Pravind Jugnauth is seeking a mandate in the first poll since he succeeded his father. Nearly 1 million registered voters will be voting in the election on Thursday. Mali's President Ibrahim Boubacar Keita has appealed for citizens to unite behind the country's army after the latest deadly militant strike killed more than 40 soldiers. The president has declared 3 days of mourning after Friday's attack on an army base in Indelimane, the northeast of the country, near the border with Niger. Protesters in Chile clashed with police and looted stores at the close of a huge rally kicking off the 3rd week of anti-government demonstrations that have sparked deadly unrest. Tens of thousands of people gathered in the Plaza d'Italia, the epicenter of the unrest over economic inequality and other woes, and tried to march on the presidential palace in downtown Santiago. A civic leader urged Bolivians to paralyze government institutions and block the borders as protests sparked by the controversial election win of President Evo Morales entered their 3rd week. The long-standing leftist leader is facing rising pressure from opposition groups pushing for him to step down or to force new elections. Thousands of demonstrators banged kitchen pots and chanted "Catalonia has no king" to protest a visit by the Spanish royal family, including King Felipe, his wife Queen Letizia, and 2 daughters, to the capital of the region that has been hit by weeks of separatist demonstrations. King Felipe, during his speech at an awards ceremony, said that there can be no space for violence, intolerance, or disregard for the rights and freedoms of others in Catalonia. Spain's 5 main candidates arrived for a live televised debate in Madrid as 3 polls predicted a general election on November 10th is unlikely to break the current political gridlock in absence of a majority. A helicopter carrying Bolivia's President Evo Morales undertook emergency landing shortly after taking off in Colquiri in what the Bolivian Air Force called a mechanical failure. Brazil's government has said it had contacted Interpol over the flow of mysterious crude oil hitting the country's northeastern beaches. In September, beaches in Brazil's northeast have been hit by the oil. Greek police found 41 migrants hiding in a refrigerated truck during a routine check on a motorway in northern Greece, police officials said. The migrants, mostly from Afghanistan, were not injured, police said, but some asked to go to hospital. The refrigeration system had not been turned on in the truck. A 27-year-old self-described white supremacist, Richard Holzer, has been arrested from US's Colorado following an FBI sting operation and charged with plotting to detonate pipe bombs and dynamite at Temple Emmanuel in Pueblo, which is one of the state's oldest synagogues. A Banksy mural has been uncovered in London's Notting Hill area. It was uncovered after developer N-Star Capital began refurbishing the property to make luxury flats. An age-old crop, Gayo arabica, is aiding local economy of a remote highland town in Indonesia's Sumatra Island. The crop, only found in Takengon village, has provided opportunities for local farmers and a boom in cafes. And the Indian pair of Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Ashwini Ponnappa progressed to the next round in the mixed doubles. The pair, ranked 30 in the world, beat Canada's Oshua Hulbert Yu and Josephine Wu 21-19, 21-19. Davis Cup tie between India and Pakistan, which was scheduled to be played in Islamabad, will be shifted to a neutral venue, the International Tennis Federation said in a statement. A quick-fire half-century from Colin D. Granholm, followed by a disciplined bowling performance by the Pacers, helped New Zealand beat England by 14 runs in the third T20 at the Saxton Oval. Spanish world number 1 Rafael Nadal has confirmed that he will play at the 2020 Mexican Open in the Pacific resort city of Acapulco, organizers have said. Rafael Nadal climbs back to the top of the ATP rankings. In the updated standings release, Nadal climbed above Novak Djokovic, despite the latter sealing his 5th Paris Masters title on the same day. Kedar Jadhav and Shahbaz Nadeem star for India B as they beat India C by 51 runs in the final to win the Deodhar Trophy title 2019 on Monday. With a top-of-the-table clash against Manchester City on the horizon, Liverpool's immediate focus is on Champions League group game against Genk. Barcelona are training back hard as they host Slavia Prague in the Champions League in Group F following their disappointing 3-1 defeat by Levante in La Liga at the weekend. Chelsea manager Frank Lampard has confirmed that N'Golo Kante will be available for the Ajax clash in the Champions League. The France international has missed 5 games owing to injury. La Liga strugglers Celta Vigo appointed Oscar Garcia as coach to replace Fran Escriba, who was sacked. The 46-year-old Oscar has managed several teams, including Brighton and Hove Albion, Watford and Red Bull Salzburg, most recently working with Olympiacos Piraeus in 2018. The Indian team will undergo a 10-day preparatory camp for the 2020 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Kalyani in West Bengal. The players in the camp will be divided into 4 different teams who will play each other in round-robin format on November 11th, 13th and 15th. The Indian men's table tennis team have broken into the top 10 of the international rankings and are currently 9th, thus achieving the highest ever position on the standings. India are on 272 ranking points and tied with 10th placed Austria. India's campaign at the Under-23 World Wrestling Championships came to an end with a haul of 2 silver medals brought by Ravinder in the 61 kg men's freestyle and Pooja Gehlot in the 53 kg women's wrestling. Ireland's women's cricket Amy Keneally announced her retirement from international cricket. The 31-year-old's cricket career with the senior side spanned 11 years after she made her debut in 2008. Ace Indian shuttler PV Sindhu is knocked out in the opening round of the ongoing China Open after a shock defeat to world number 2 Pai Yu Po of Chinese Taipei. It was curtains for HS Pranoy as well after 17-21, 18-21 defeat to Denmark's Rasmus Gemke in the men's singles opening round. Pranoy recently recovered from a bout of dengue, due to which he skipped the French Open. Jacques Dupont, the French cyclist who won gold at the 1948 Olympics in London, is passed away at the age of 91. His family announced that Dupont died at his native village of Lizard-sur-Lézy in France. And with less than 3 weeks to go until the World Athletics Awards 2019, the IAFF announced the 5 finalists for the 2019 Female Rising Star Award to recognize the year's best under-20 athlete. The nominees are Brittany Anderson, Lemlem Hailu, Yaroslava Mahucic, Glenda Moriho and Shakari Richardson. A first-of-its-kind superhero show based on Indian captain Virat Kohli will hit airwaves in India and in 70-plus countries through Star Network worldwide and Hotstar on November 5th, which is the iconic batsman's 31st birthday. And the first look of Kriti Shannon and Sanjay Dutt from their upcoming film Panipat has been revealed. While Sanjay looks fierce Ahmed Shah Durrani, Kriti looks impressive as Parvati Bai in the Ashutosh Gowarikar directorial. Kriti Shannon shared the trailer of our upcoming film on her Twitter handle. Actress Ihana Dhillon will be seen playing the role of a rape survivor in the upcoming web series Kasak. Ayan Zubair, Manish Goplani and Rini Thyani will be seen in the lead roles. The series will be produced under the banner of Cinevistas and will be launched on Zee TV this year, 2019. And Kartik Aaryan unveiled the much-awaited trailer of Pati Patni Aur Wo starring Kartik Aaryan, Bhumi Pednekar, Ananya Pandey. The film is a remake of the 1978 classic of the same name. And Salman Khan treated his fans with his first glimpse from the sets of his Eid 2020 release Radhe and teased the theme song of the film. Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma took a trekking trip on Kohli's 31st birthday. Both of them shared photos from the trip on their social media accounts. Oasis frontman Liam Gallagher took home the first ever MTV Rock Icon Award at MTV Europe Music Awards, where Taylor Swift, newcomer Billie Eilish and South Korean boy band BTS were among the big winners. Footballer Cristiano Ronaldo was the surprise guest on the red carpet as music stars from around the world gathered for the MTV Europe Music Awards. Comedian Ellen DeGeneres will get a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Golden Globe next year, recognizing her 25-year career on US television. American composer Lin-Manuel Miranda has welcomed Vanessa Hudgens, Alexandra Shipp and Robin DeJisoo on board to star in his directorial debut Tick Tick Boom for Netflix. Oscar-winning actress Sandra Bullock is all set to return to the streaming service to star in and produce a drama with Nora Finchside as director. The film will be based on 2009 British miniseries Unforgiven. 27-year-old Selena Gomez clinched her first ever #1 position with her latest single Lose You to Love Me on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. DC movie Joker continues its rampage through the box office. The modestly budgeted Joaquin Phoenix star is now on the verge of crossing the $900 million mark worldwide. And that's all in this edition of Express News. We'll be back again tomorrow with the top 100 stories making headlines at the hour. Keep watching.